In only 10 days, the eyes and ears of Jewish hoop fans from across the country will focus their attention on Memphis, Tennessee, and the 8th annual Cooper Yeshiva High School National Invitational Tournament. 16 teams representing 10 states will descend on Memphis, all vying for the coveted national championship. But who will emerge as this year's champion? Will Eula repeat for the second time, giving them their 4th title in only 8 years? Or is this the year that crosstown rival New Jew will lay claim to bragging rights? Will the Metropolitan Yeshiva League powerhouses bring the trophy back to the Big Apple? Or will the boys from Deerfield lay claim as the #1 team in the country? Perhaps the trophy will find its way to the warm breeze of South Beach, or perhaps even to the cold wind of the Colorado Rockies. So many questions, so much excitement, and it all begins here. So pull up a chair, sit back, and relax. The 2014 Cooper Invitational Seating Show starts now.
Charging the lane, up over defenders, it's in! What an amazing shot!
Welcome to the 8th annual Cooper Yeshiva High School National Invitational Seating Show. Players, coaches, parents, and friends from across the country and around the globe are tuning in to see who will be this year's #1 seed. Well, let's start the excitement without any further delay. The 16th seed for the 2014 Cooper Yeshiva High School National Invitational Tournament, the Denver Academy of Torah Wolves from Denver, Colorado. Making their national debut, the young and hungry Wolves of the Denver Academy of Torah travel to Memphis for Cooper 8. This year marks only the 2nd year in school history that DOT is fielding a varsity team. But make no mistake, the Wolves are looking to make their mark on the biggest of stages. This very young team is led by Coach Scott Friedman and fantastic freshmen Jacob Wedgel and Aaron Brooks. While no player on the team stands over 6 feet tall, speed, agility, and determination substitute the height deficiencies. Win or lose, keep an eye on the Wolves. They are certain to be the darlings of the big dance. The #15 seed, from Atlanta, Georgia, the Atlanta Jewish Academy Lions. Coach Rick Marcelino and the Atlanta Lions have long been staples of the Cooper Invitational. The only team aside from the hometown Cooper Max to have participated in the Invitational since its inaugural event in 2007. The Lions have finished as runner-ups and semi-finalists in years past. But it has been some time since the Lions were relevant in Tier 1. Coach Marcelino brings another relatively young team to Memphis, with 7 of his 11 players playing varsity for the first time. But the Lions return seasoned floor leader and big man, 6'3" Sam Kalnitz, who has the ability to dominate the boards both on the offensive and defensive sides of the court. What the Lions lack in experience, they more than make up for in quickness. This team is flat out fast and can really get up and down the court. The Lions have extremely strong chemistry this year and a commitment to improving on last year's finish. The #14 seed, hometown favorites, Cooper Yeshiva High School Maccabees from Memphis, Tennessee. For the 2nd straight year, Coach Richard Lewis and the Macs lose nationally recognized players to graduation. In 2012, it was first-team All-American Elias Doba, and in 2013, third-team All-American Brian Ikwitz. Even more, all 5 starters from last year's team graduated, plus 2 key role players. Without a go-to scorer and a team with 5 underclassmen, the Macs look to retool a far more balanced approach. Coach Lewis is excited about returning sophomore point guard Ariel Kampf and junior power forward David Silberman. Add to that, big man Aaron Shaq Braverman and new dormitory students Caleb Malapsky and Avi Lavin, and the team is retooling and looking to make a real impact. With a focus on team-first basketball, the Macs look to improve upon last year's 14th place finish. This year's number 13 seed, the Weinbaum Yeshiva High School Storm from Boca Raton, Florida. First-year head coach John Dunn takes over the reins of the Storm from Step It Up founder and director Yogev Barduga. After a disappointing season in 2013, the Storm return in 2014, far more balanced on both ends of the court. Perhaps the key to the Storm's hopes of hoisting another Tier 2 title is the return of healthy 6'3" junior center Donnie Barretts, who was out for a good part of last season with injury. Add to Barretts' return a bigger, stronger, and much improved Ethan Lasko, and this is a team very much in the Tier 2 hunt. The Storm have a lot to prove this year, and may be a team to keep a close eye on in the Tier 2 bracket. The number 12 seed, from Skokie, Illinois, the Fasman Yeshiva High School. Shyman and Shyman bring to Memphis one of the strongest teams the Yeshiva has fielded in at least 3 years. 7 juniors are back for their senior campaigns, all of whom have vastly improved over the summer. While not particularly flashy, fundamentally the Yeshiva is sound on the defensive and offensive ends of the court. And big men seniors Dobie Klein and Michael Eunice will be critical to the success of this team. The Yeshiva is highly motivated to make a deep and successful run in Memphis. This year's number 11 seed, from Marion Station, Pennsylvania, the Kohelet Yeshiva High School Kings. Coach Josh Friedman brings a highly experienced team to Memphis for Kohelet's first ever appearance in the Cooper Invitational. The Kings returned 10 out of 14 players from the 2013 team, most notably the man in the middle, 6'2" Aaron Simmons, and junior point guard 5'8" Noam Lipschitz. But the wild card for the Kings is senior power forward 6'2" Erez Gelfand. The talk in the city of brotherly love is that Gelfand has freakish athletic ability and at times is unguardable. But he is also raw and will need to stay disciplined if the Kings are serious about making a Tier 2 title run. The number 10 seed in the Cooper Invitational, from Ocean, New Jersey, the Hillel Yeshiva Heat. Hillel will be an interesting team to watch. Coach Stanley Rishti returns one of the Yeshiva League's most gifted scorers, 6'3" senior power forward Nathan Bibby. And while the team is 8 deep with very talented athletic and quick juniors, the team is young and unexperienced, having missed the playoffs outright last season. The Heat will look to maximize their athleticism by pressuring the ball and forcing turnovers. If Hillel gets the right matchup and gets hot, this could be an exciting 4 days for the boys from Ocean. The number 9 seed, the Charles E. Smith Jewish Day School Lions from Rockville, Maryland. JDS returns to Cooper for its 2nd consecutive year, looking to improve on last year's 7th place finish. Coming off a 24-4 season and the number 9 ranking in the Jewish Hoops America, Coach McLeod's boys are highly fundamental and very well conditioned. JDS returns the young but highly talented trifecta of sophomores, Brian Knapp, Nadav Calendar, and Danny Kunrek. But unfortunately, Knapp will not be available for Memphis, which will likely hurt JDS in a measurable way. The Lions will rely on Brian Shore to pick up the slack left by Knapp's absence. Look to JDS to knock on the Tier 1 door or make a deep Tier 2 run. The number 8 seed, from Miami Beach, Florida, the Gross Hebrew Academy Warriors. Coming off a successful season in which the Warriors finished 18-6 and ranked number 1 in the southern region of the USA by Jewish Hoops America, the Warriors come into the season returning the entire team from last year. No other team in this year's tournament can boast that level of consistency. Once again led by star shooting guard Morris S. Formas, with strong supporting help from point guard Chad Mason and big man 6'4" center Michael Bixon, Coach Bishop believes this could be the best team in school history. This team could be the Cinderella of the ball, so watch out for RASG. This year's number 7 seed, returning Cooper Invitational champions, the Yeshiva University of Los Angeles EULA Panthers. Coming off arguably the best season of any team in the country, EULA's 3rd Cooper Invitational championship, another Sarachek championship, and an overall number 1 ranking in Jewish Hoops America, Coach Hammy begins his 3rd season without any of last year's starters. But don't feel bad for EULA just yet. As usual, there is no shortage of talent on the West Coast, and EULA is retooling for another title run. Jewish Hoops America All-American honorable mention Daniel Tzion and a ton of young talent from the undefeated JV championship team will hit the floor for the Panthers. This year's squad will be noticeably smaller than in the past, but will use speed and quickness to exploit defenses and pressure the ball. This year's number 6 seed, the Hebrew Academy of the Five Towns and Rockaway Hafter Hawks from Lawrence, New York. While conventional wisdom might suggest that this will be a down year for Hafter, having lost all but 2 players from last year's Jewish Hoops America Top 10 team, we do not expect that to be so. Instead, we expect Hafter will be very strong this year, primarily because the Hawks have added DRS transfer and Yeshiva League star center 6'4" A.B. Perlow to the lineup. With Perlow in the middle and silky smooth slasher 6'1" senior small forward Jonathan Greenberg playing alongside, Hafter presents one of the most dynamic front court in the tournament. Rumor up north is that this team will challenge North Shore for the divisional title. This year's number 5 seed, from Bergenfield, New Jersey, the Torah Academy of Bergen County Storm. The 2007 first annual Cooper Invitational champions, TABC Storm, returned to Memphis after a 6-year absence. TABC is coming off one of its best seasons in school history, finishing number 6 in the Jewish Hoops America Top 25 and 3rd place at the Sarachek tournament. The Storm returned 4 key players from the 2013 team, including Moshe Brum, Solo Shulman, Ozzie Fine, and Dan Palayev. And they add an abundance of talent from the JV. Coach Ushi Sullivan's squad has great depth off the bench and can beat you in lots of different ways. TABC will not be an easy out and could very well be playing for a title shot when all is said and done. The number 4 seed, the Chicagoland Jewish High School Tigers from Deerfield, Illinois. Coming off a 2nd consecutive Illinois High School Association sectional final, Jewish Hoops America 2012 Coach of the Year Marty Dello returns a talented core of players that received significant playing time last year. The Tigers boast arguably the best Jewish player in the country in Jewish Hoops America National Player of the Year Josh Newlander, now healthy after an injury-plagued junior season. Despite the injuries, Newlander was the first underclassman ever to be named the outright National Player of the Year and looks to help the Tigers back to the Cooper Invitational Championship and a 2nd Most Outstanding Player award. The Tigers, however, are not a one-man show, and they have great depth with experienced players Ellie Strayer, Isaac Johnson, and Jacob Ehrlichman, and have added a star prospect in freshman Eli Nassatir. As we have come to expect, the Tigers will look to turn over teams with lockdown defensive pressure and get the ball out and in transition for easy buckets. If Newlander can stay healthy and the Tigers' role players produce, the Tigers are a real contender for their 2nd national championship in Memphis. The number 3 seed, the new Community Jewish High School Jaguars from West Hills, California. For all you bracketeers out there, the Jaguars may be the most logical bracket buster pick. Coach Matti Meisel returns 8 players from the 2013 team that finished top 10 in the Jewish Hoops America final rankings. Led once again by 6'1" superstar and 2013 third team Jewish Hoops America All-American Edan Evanham, as well as dunking machine Daniel Ozer Ross, the Jaguars added a tremendous inside power with the 6'3", 200-pound public school transfer, Michael Stavinsky. The Jaguars are an exceptionally talented and physical team with experience, motivation, and depth. Nuju is the preseason pick to be the top team in Los Angeles, stronger even than perennial national powerhouses Eula, Valley Torah, Shalhevet, and Milken. This year's number 2 seed, from Paramus, New Jersey, the Frisch School Cougars. Perennial top fivers, the Cougars are coming off another stellar season and their second consecutive Sarachek Tier 1 runner-up finish. Coach Eli Davidoff's team is led this year by returning seniors Benny Tuckman, Michael Finkel, and the last of the Hode boys, Tyler. But the Cougars might have even strengthened their squad in 2014 by adding talented juniors Andrew Langer, Noah Schechter, and a host of other dynamic players from the school's JV championship team. The Cougars have depth at almost every position and would be a hard out for any opponent. We see them challenging for the national championship. And the number 1 seed in the 2014 Cooper Yeshiva High School National Invitational Tournament, from Great Neck, New York, the North Shore Hebrew Academy Stars. Coming off what was arguably their best season in school history, with an overall record of 26-4, the number 2 national ranking in Jewish Hoops America, and a second consecutive Cooper Invitational National Championship appearance, the Stars are poised for another stellar year. The Stars return their core from last year's New York Yeshiva League Championship squad with key additions off the school's undefeated JV team. 6'4" power forward Cody Cohen returns for his senior year as one of the top players in the New York Yeshiva League. With the loss of point guard Avery Lubin to graduation, the Stars' guard play may not be as proficient as in years past, but the Stars have size everywhere. With 5'11" guards Josh Hecht and Yaron Cohen, they will clog the passing lanes and force lots of turnovers. The Stars replace head coach Elliot Steinmetz with coach Edgar De La Rosa, a former D1 assistant at Rutgers University and Manhattan College. The Stars are the preseason favorite to repeat as Yeshiva League champions and the team to beat at this year's Cooper Invitational. With the seedings now released, log on to the Cooper Invitational website at www.cooperinvitational.com to see all the first game matchups and to submit your bracket in the 2014 Bracket Challenge. On behalf of the Cooper Invitational Host Committee, we thank you and your schools for your support, encouragement, and partnership. Looking forward to seeing you in Memphis next week.